do you gain confidence to be able to speak publicly? So what would you guys say to that?
I think there's a lot of techniques one can use. When we talk about techniques, here at Rhapsody we often talk about, to most things, there's architecture and artistry. There are techniques that you can use to help build your confidence, and some of those are things like practice, 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 right? I remember for the first a few years when I started to speak publicly, I started at the age of about 16, 17 years of age, and then by the age of 19 was doing it regularly. And I remember I would actually stand in front of a full-length mirror in my house, and I would give the talk as though there was an audience present from start to finish, and I would do that 6 to 12 times for every talk that I gave.
Right.
And that helped me with my confidence piece. That was an architecture piece that helped me gain confidence. From an artistic perspective, in terms of really leaning into the artistry of it, I think there's briefly. Let me put this up and let's dive in.
Yep.
I think with confidence, it really comes from belief, and there's a fourfold belief I think that is absolutely critical when it comes to being an effective communicator. And we talked about stage. I mean, and you pointed out, maybe I want to do Facebook Live. More and more, this is becoming the stage. Yeah. The ability to sit in front of a camera and communicate a message to literally now thousands of people out in the world of the internet. But this fourfold belief, and the belief begins with, number one, I matter. If you don't believe that you matter, then it's going to be clear. The confidence comes from within. That belief that I matter right now is going to stir that up in you. The other is, my audience matters. We talk about connecting. You were talking about that point of connection with an audience. If you don't think your audience matters, you can't connect with them. Right? So having this sense of connection, care, compassion for your listeners, really believing that in this moment they matter as well. Your message matters. You have to believe that what you're saying is important. And I get that in some cases we're having to deliver information, if it's a meeting or a teaching session or training that we're giving, whatever the case may be. Not all source material that we are, have to talk about is highly exciting, but we can still believe that it matters. The message matters. And I think the fourth part, and then I'd love to hear your thoughts on this, because this is actually kind of a new framework for me, is the moment matters. This moment, right now, for example, this moment matters. Yeah. Because we've got folks watching, listening in, hopefully going to walk away with something valuable to use in improving their public speaking. When you believe that you matter, your audience matters, your message matters, and the moment matters, there's a level of confidence and urgency and passion, I think, that comes through that helps overcome a lot of the butterflies that people feel when they're trying to give a talk.